Hey there, welcome to the Alexa Z Show, because life should be fun and meditation should be easy. On today's episode, I'm going to breathe some light beyond the feeling of peace, calm, and focus, and onto the bigger and more badass things. You may want to meditate just to chill out, but once you are totally chilled out, then what? What does life's palette look like? I once taught somebody, this is years ago, to meditate, and they were going through a really, really awful divorce. And he said the future looked like a giant gray palette with nothing on it. But by making some more space in that nugget of his, he found out that the palette was actually ready to be painted however he wanted it. Big and bold, the sky was the limit. But it started by finding out who he was right then and there. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Who was he right now? And he did this through meditation and mindfulness. After that, the painting began to paint itself. Look at any self-help programs. Want to write a book, make more money, learn to create an online course, be a kick-ass mom, pass the bar exam, start a business. Usually there's at least a chapter on looking inwards at who you are, or tiny repeated suggestions that you need to look inside, take 5 minutes to be quiet, little time to meditate. Why, you ask? Well, listen up and I'm gonna tell you why. A show for those who want to meditate or maybe tried, loved it one day, hated it the next, or maybe forgot why the heck they're supposed to do it anyway. Well, you landed on the right show. Do you still find yourself wishing you had more time, waking up tired, wanting to take back what you just said to your boss? Seriously, don't you just want to spend a peaceful, productive day with time left to learn the guitar and start that $1 million side hustle? Follow me at alexazmeditates.com/podcast and let's make it happen. Hey there, Alexa Z here, and I am living proof that meditation can make you a badass. Of course, that is just my opinion of myself, and we do know what opinions are like. But how you feel about yourself, which if you're like me can change on a daily basis, is what is most important. And losing yourself, sadly, sometimes can be a lot easier than finding yourself. So hang with me for a brief meditation intermission, very brief. There is a reason, and then I'll get to the good stuff. Even though meditation is the good stuff. Have you ever heard of a meditation technique called self-inquiry? Well, if not, in a nutshell, it's a great way to practice listening to your own inner wisdom. You know, that insight phone that always rings, but you forget to answer it? You didn't hear it? Well, the good thing is the insight phone's always going to ring again. And things like inquiry meditation can help you train to listen for it. So let's try this really quick. Not going to take long, and maybe it's something in the end you can go forth and maybe try it again. So don't worry if it's not like, whoa, I just dropped into this great place. Let's just talk about it. So wherever you are, close your eyes or keep them open if you are in motion, of course. And take a few gentle but complete breaths. Inhale with your whole body. And exhale with your whole body. On your own, go ahead, inhale and exhale. Now silently ask yourself this question: who am I? Just ask yourself a few times internally, who am I? And then sit silently for a moment without trying to answer the question. Become absorbed in the silence of that unanswered question. How did that feel? Obviously, this is a quickie, just kind of an example. But many people say it feels awkward, or it even feels impossible, because I know who I am. And we all want to answer the question. It might just seem silly. But it simply is this. It's a practice to get you to really listen to yourself. It's like being at your favorite rock concert. You are rocking out for hours, and suddenly the venue starts to close. It's time for everybody to go the hell home, clear out, get rid of that stale beer smell, sweaty t-shirt stuff, sweep the floor, and give the place a spit shine. Get it ready for the next big event. This is your brain. Your brain needs a good cleaning, just like your house, just like your car, just like your trunk, like my trunk. Recently, there is a point to the story. We painted our first floor of our house. So it was a lot. It was the kitchen, living room, whatever, office, dining room, blah, blah, blah. Big area. Messy, messy, messy. Walls, ceilings, cabinets. It was a really big job. Thankfully, we had awesome people to do it. But beforehand, you know what it's like. You got to put away all the knickknacks, all the pictures, move the furniture. And we took a lot of time to throw out a lot of stuff, including some window treatments whose beauty expired sometime in the early 80s. So we went through all of that. We were very inconvenienced. Now we have the whole first floor is, you can't use it, including the staircase. And now that the painting is finished, it looks so clean and simple that we discovered it feels amazing. The minimalist look is so calming to both of us that we are committing to keep it that way. And I hope I can come back and show you pictures, and we really do. But of course, we need pictures of the family and on the walls and pictures of our stellar lighthouse wedding video, our wedding photos. But, maybe 5 pictures this time, not 500. But the cool part, see, there's a point, is that the process made us see what the house can be to us now. It's just a house, but now the rooms are a little different. It's just us in the house. The kids are all gone their separate ways. It's a big house. We don't really need all this room, but now the rooms have a different feeling, a different use. I just want a big giant office. My husband just wants space to play his guitars and brew beer. Before we painted, there was only one thing we could see when we walked in the house, and that was, when can we sell this place and get the heck out of here? It became so stressful. We never walked in like, we're home. All we could see is how much needed to be done. So we needed that discomfort and that confusion, which took 10 days. And please, side note, know that we had 3 dogs, and they were all shoved in the bedroom. And you know what happens every time you need to let your dogs out? That's when they decide to paint. The painters are either in the hallway or on the staircase. It was a mess. But it took those 10 days to settle the house and our minds, and suddenly everything looks different. So it's the same thing. When you sit in the silence of your own brain and you give it space for really good stuff, the who am I is no longer a gentle meditation, something you sit quietly with, but it sets your life up to scream, that's right. Guess who I am? I'm a badass that can do anything I want, anytime I want, and at any age I want. As you practice, remember, meditation is a practice. You don't master playing the piano overnight, do you? Sitting with those unanswered questions like, who am I? There are others in the practice, but we're saying super simple just to get to a point. You become more aware how freaking great your life is right now. And more importantly, how great you are right now. I am tasting another overdose of present moment awareness. If you didn't hear the last podcast, that's what it was about. It was pretty good. So what you're doing in meditation is training your brain by being quiet every day. Or at least most days, please. Even 5 minutes will help. The results, millions of reasons to meditate, millions of awesome reasons, but mainly today we're talking about being a badass, being a courageous badass. So the result is everything that you need, but more. It's so complicated because you are beautifully complicated and you are filled with possibilities. Your insight phone is going to ring again, but this time we want you to hear it, not only answer it, but listen to what it says. Your mind doesn't have to keep thinking every moment. If you think I got to just keep working it until that idea of a lifetime just strikes you like a bolt of lightning, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. If you never learned one more thing as of this very moment, you still have enough brilliance to change your life and perhaps change the world. You need nothing more than you right now. Back to the self-help, do-it-yourself DIY programs. They always do a really tiny mention, and they always say, you should insert some quiet time, some meditation. Maybe again, they put a little chapter in. But I am just making that tiny meditation tip sound a bit louder. Actually, I'd love to just scream, if you want to be a badass, then sit down and shut up for 5 minutes, at least. If you have studied meditation, you probably many times have heard people like Thich Nhat Hanh or whoever refer to peace and clarity, compassion and courage. Every day I sit down, always as a beginner. Every day I'm a beginner. I sit down with that beginner mindset and I meditate. But I do have an inner desire, an inner need to find peace and clarity, compassion for myself and the world, because I know when I have peace and clarity and compassion, the courage is there. It's there. So today I'm just rephrasing it just a little bit, just to kind of pop in on that point. I'm going to rephrase it to peace, clarity, compassion, and badass, because that courage can lead you down a path to just kick butt places. Okay, I told you in the beginning that I was a badass, so I better tell you why. Now, I didn't start off a badass, and I am still deep in the discovery of my greatness, and every day that changes, but I'm just feeling good today. Thank God this is the day I'm recording. I'll give you some real life examples. Now, realize a couple things. Meditation has helped me through all of them. Realize that meditation, when I started at 17, I'm 52 now, went in and out of my life for many years. It was probably just about the last decade or so that I'm a solid everyday meditator. So realize that these situations, they should have gone by quicker, hopefully, but there's got a novel attached to each one. But I'm going to mention them briefly, and maybe it'll spark a little bit of your own inner badass. So my life started, I'm just going to slap my way through these. I started with a lot of anxiety from a really little girl, really bad. Panic attacks and fear of so much stuff, including riding a school bus and other kids. This is where meditation entered my life. But it took until I was 17 until I started meditating. That's when I learned. Again, all of this took a long time. Made it through college. Wasn't easy for me. I worked all day, went to school at night, finished in 5 years. Woo! Passed the CPA exam. No, not the first time. I know you're thinking that. No. I survived working a gazillion hours for 15 years, climbing the corporate ladder, not because I loved what I did, but I had to make cabbage. Didn't grow up with a lot of cabbage, had to make some for my family. And the ladder was my stupid gauge of success at that time. I got through all those hours, my little quiet times of meditation, at least when I fell apart. Woke up one day, discovered I hate my job, and I take a leap to become a massage therapist. You're saying, what? CPA? Yep, nope, give me a massage therapist, yep. My mom said the same thing. Massage school started on my 35th birthday. So that was my big sign. Badass was creeping in. Maybe I had to make up a sign, but I was feeling confident, feeling courageous. I opened Even Keel Wellness Spa. No clue how to open a business, much less a spa. 16 years later, I still don't know how it's happening, but still making people pretty darn happy. I have failed in what feels like a million relationships. But I still found enough in me, enough greatness to continue to love, to never stop trying, just keep looking inside. Later on, badass hides, but I finally get out of a long-term emotionally abusive relationship that was not right for me. It took way longer than it should have, but like I said, the courage can hide. Meditation helps you bring it out. Soon thereafter, I start another business teaching meditation. I figured, hey, I've been kind of teaching people all along, so I kind of figure out how to actually teach and start another business. I end up marrying the coolest, kindest, most genuine man alive, which as of tomorrow, it is our 1-year anniversary. According to my internal Wikipedia, I think he's the coolest, most awesome man alive. But meditation helped me to say, he is the one. Not only did it say, or help me learn, or help me internally say, this is the one. And this might sound corny, but it also made me say, and you deserve this one. I'll leave it at that. Some of you out there might be saying, I get what she's saying. I hope you do. Then I started very recently an online meditation training company at alexazmeditates.com because I know what I started. I know it's an awesome way to learn. I've been doing this a long time. I knew it was going to be great. No clue how to do this. No clue. Podcasts. I'm podcasting right now. Bam, final one. Here it is. I have no friggin' idea what I'm doing. Everything I learned sitting in front of this silly microphone, I learned from listening to podcasts. And right now, sitting here, I feel pretty darn badass because deep down inside, here's why I feel this way. Here is why. I don't have any fear of failure. I am actually excellent at failing. I have failed way more than I've succeeded, but I'm better on building on it and moving forward. I should have done things differently. Many, many times. I am human. I am filled of goodness and I'm filled with crap. Lightness and dark, fear, anxiety. We have it all, right? It's not just one thing. We have everything we need. I wish I looked inwards deeper and deeper and deeper. But in my courage, I found the strength to stop shoulding all over myself and look at my life today. Just like that guy I mentioned at the beginning of the show. I look at today as a beautiful, clean palette, and I am ready to fill it with great stuff. And I hope you are too. Tomorrow, my confidence might fly out the window like a fart on the breeze. I'll just go back to my chair. It's all okay. Let me leave you with a quick summary of why I think you should meditate. You probably have heard this analogy before, maybe from me because I use it constantly, and I will continue to because it is so spot on. Ready? You are not the waves of life. Oh my God, every time I say this, I get tears in my eyes. You are not the waves of life. The waves of emotions like fear, grief, jealousy, happiness, anger, confusion, whatever. They're just waves. Even happiness is a wave. It passes. You are the ocean. Take a few minutes each day to practice being quiet. Go back into the ocean of who you are, the source of all your greatness. The answer lies within, right? Well, clear the clutter. Find your badassedness. And go forth, my friend, because we are placed on this earth to do great things. And you are great. Homework. Oh man, I get all teary-eyed. What the heck? Be quiet. Maybe just be aware of your breath, or maybe go back to the beginning of the podcast. Sit silently. Ask yourself, who am I? And just sit and listen. And until next Monday, head out there and strut your badass. Peace out, taters. Thanks for listening.